Hey, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the claim control method. Many of you guys have heard me talk about it before. This is what we are going to be doing a deep dive on during the water damage boot camp. The water damage boot camp is going to be the 2 days where you fly into town and I give you the best stuff that I've learned. And if day one alone is not worth 10 grand, I refund your money and fly you back home. So with no further ado, let's start talking about this here. I'll just kind of read through this just so you have an idea, guys. The claim control method, okay? Chaos. So chaos is defined as behavior so unpredictable that it appears to be random in nature. Order, the arrangement of things to a particular sequence, pattern, or method. Without order, guys, you are only left with chaos by default. If you do not arrange things into a particular pattern or sequence, then you allow them to become so unpredictable they appear to be random, okay? The insurance claims process by default is chaos, but it's by design, okay? The insurance claim process by default is chaos. Claim control is the method by which you bring order to the chaos, guys. Claim control method is the process by which you bring order to the chaos. So when is it best to bring order to chaos? In the very beginning, okay? We will discuss the various components involved with the claim control method, as well as when and how to bring order to the chaos. So here is what I want you guys to know. There are various components involved in the claim control process. You have signing the job, a scope summary, a squeeze play, a communication schedule, and a receivables process, okay? These are the things that you're going to need to get paid. To give you a bit of a visual on this, I've got another document, and I'll just show you this here. If this is the claim control method, it's a puzzle, okay? And part of it is signing the job, part of it is the scope summary, then the squeeze play, the communication schedule, the receivables process, etc. That is the claim control as an aggregate, okay? What I'm showing you is each one of these pieces in the claim control process is broken up into individual little pieces. So the receivables process is comprised of these elements: a $1 test transaction, a 20% deposit, how you go about collecting the deposit, or how do you go about collecting the balance, an unpaid balance. What do you do to escalate the jobs on a routine basis? What do you do if they default? How do you define your process? And then most importantly, how do you communicate this process to your client? Guys, if you're watching this video right now, I can probably assure you, you do not have a process, certainly not anything like this. You probably have something, but it goes up and down and it's subject to whims. So here's what I'll just say to you. It is important for a company to have a formal procedures surrounding their accounting policies. That's not news. This document is designed to help you establish your own working procedure to ensure that you maintain healthy cash flows in your business. If you're watching this video, do you want healthy cash flows in your business? Yes or no? That's what I thought, okay? So without these procedures, guys, you will find that some bills get paid very quickly, while other bills tend to lag on for 60 days or even longer, okay? These things will happen without any rhyme or reason. Some bills get paid, some bills don't, okay? You must have a formal process in place so you can allow your team to work on your behalf to stay on top of your cash. Do you understand? You've got to have this. So let's get back over to the claim control and give you a better idea about that. That one document you guys just looked at there, this is multiple pages of material, guys. This is a lot of data, okay? And we're breaking this down in slideshows. We'll be covering this in deep detail, but I want you to know what it is. And if you think this is important, you need to go to waterdamagebootcamp.com and get your tickets, okay? So I just want to give you some visuals. We'll dive into each one of those, okay? But here's what I want you to know. The claim control method did not suddenly fall out of the sky one day, guys. I built this over a period of years in my business. I was solving one problem at a time, and then I bolted another piece into the process, and then bolted another piece into the process. And yes, just like you, when I started, there was zero process, okay? And my stress levels were super high, and my cash was super low at times. And this gave me a repeatable process to collect my money. In case you don't know, guys, I like to fix two big problems in your business: getting consistent water damage jobs in the door. The biggest problem in restoration, getting consistent jobs. Guys, the biggest problem in any business is consistent sales. And that starts with leads and jobs, okay? Number one, getting consistent jobs in the door. The minute you solve that, I don't care who you are. The second biggest problem is getting paid, period. That's it. It's not all these normal procedures. It's not like HR and all that other stuff. Getting jobs and getting paid. These are the two biggest problems in business, guys. Yeah, I know you need to get that tire fixed. I know you need to get that insurance policy renewed. I know you need to go do all those things. You need to get your certifications renewed. You need to get your freaking whatever your continuing education credits. Those are all things you got to do, right? But those things won't kill your business. Not getting consistent jobs in the door and not getting paid, that will kill your business. So you can't stop staying on top of these things. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, okay? So I want you to know this. I built these things one at a time, and there were iterations of each one of these components, okay? There were iterations of each one. I say this to you because I don't want you guys to think that there's one magic bullet that fixes everything. There is not a magic bullet, okay? However, there are many things that you can do in your business to prevent you from facing some of the problems that you're having when it comes to getting paid. There are things you can do in your business to prevent you or to solve the problems that you're having when it comes to getting paid. What I will give you with this version of the claim control method is what we found to work the best. These measures are a collection of secrets we use to combat various problems when we face getting paid. Here's what you need to know about the insurance claims process, guys. It's volatile, meaning one day it will work and then one day it won't. It's okay, like what you do today will work, tomorrow doesn't work. It is by design, fellas. It is by design. The claim control method is what we did and what we do to remove the volatility from the process, okay? So let's look at this one. Shifting loads, okay? Imagine your insurance claim is a load being transported in the back of a truck. If you want to protect your load, you've got to secure it so it doesn't get broken during transport, okay? To secure the load, you need to use some form of strap or tie down, okay? You want to keep the load tight, and you want to use multiple straps and multiple points to pin it down. You want to keep the load from shifting side to side, guys, because once that load gets loose, it's the weight starts shifting back and forth. The problem compounds because the weight now further loosens the load, and you get a cycle. Like what is bad makes it worse. The key is to tightly fasten the load in the beginning. Do not let it shift. Do not let it move. Establish control. Maintain control. Claim control. You starting to see how this works? Velcro army boots, guys. So if you think of this again, but in the scenario of a shoe, my son is 4 years old and he loves Velcro shoes. Why Velcro? Number one, they're cool, but number two, they're easy to put on and easy to take off. And at 4 years old, he can't tie his shoes and he can just throw the Velcro strap down. They're cool and easy to wear. Now let's go back to the idea of shifting loads, guys. My son is very small and he is light. He only weighs 34 pounds, so he doesn't need an athletic shoe. He's so small and he's so light, the Velcro holds him just fine. Now, if you think about an army boot, guys, you ever seen an army boot with Velcro? No. Why? Because with army, you need footwear that is ready for combat. Army boots have more laces than any other shoe. Why is that? Because they need to securely fasten the shoe or the boot to the foot. You do not want your foot sliding around in an army boot, okay? These boots use tight lacing structures to ensure that the boot can perform when called upon. The claim control method is like an army boot fastened to your foot. The claim control method is fastened to your claim. Are you starting to understand? Hopefully this is helpful for you guys, okay? This is just one of like 30 pages that I've got, okay, for this stuff. It's very deep. It is complicated, okay? Now, let me say this to you guys. In the claim control method, we use various tactics along the way to tie down our jobs, just like you would lace up your army boot. It is important to use the army boot when you're going into combat, but don't forget, you've got to lace up the boots if you want it to work, okay? If you don't lace up the boots, there's no need in wearing them. If you're going to wear an army boot and only lace up 3 holes, you might as well be wearing Velcro, guys. The same holds true for the claim control method. We give you various measures to deploy in the claim control method because when you use all of these loops, you've got to use all the loops on the laces, okay? Because you've got to protect it. So, not every job is war. If you guys have been in this insurance game for a while, you will know many things that I teach aren't needed on every single job, okay? Many or most of your jobs run perfectly fine. Many or most of your jobs run fine without a problem. However, it's simply a numbers game, guys. Over the years, you do more and more jobs. The more jobs you do, the more frequently these problems will appear. We teach these measures so you can protect yourself in the event that things try to turn south. So it's kind of like looking both ways before you cross the street. You don't teach your kid to look both ways because they're going to get hit by a car. You teach them to look both ways because they could get hit by a car. You understand? We run the claim control method because we don't know which jobs are going to turn south when we begin, guys. Therefore, we install this process on every single job. You have to protect every single job against the worst case scenario every single time, okay? If you don't lace up the shoe in the beginning, you can't lace it up mid-flight, baby. It's done. You got to do the claim control on every single job. Install the process, execute on every job. This way you're protected against the downside in the event that it tries to show itself. I'm not saying that a job will go wrong, but I'm saying that a job can go wrong, okay? The job can go wrong. So at some point you guys may say, Shane, well, what do we have to do to protect our job from this or that or this or that? I'm going to say this. You got to do whatever you got to do to protect it from whatever may threaten it, guys. Rather than me list out all the potential dangers that you are going to see on your water damage jobs, there's so many, I can't give you one comprehensive list. And even if I could, I wouldn't. And you want to know why? I don't want you looking out for only things on that list. There will be something tomorrow that might threaten your job that is not on that list. You need to know this. That job is a child of yours. Your job is to protect that thing from danger at any and all cost, okay? Not from one specific list of dangers, from any and all dangers. That's what the claim control method is. That's protecting your job. That's protecting your claim. That's protecting your client. Okay? Hopefully this is helpful. Now, we got ducklings and follow the leader. Let's pretend you guys are a mama duck. All your little jobs, they're your ducklings, okay? Have you ever seen a mother duck lead their ducklings in a flock? They walk right behind her, don't they? She doesn't have to herd them like cats or cattle, you know what I'm saying? Like they walk right behind her. This is how your client needs to follow you guys on these claims. It is your job to protect them. I hope that you care about your customers. I hope that your goal for them is for them to get paid, to have the best outcome possible for these claims. If you don't share this viewpoint, you should, okay? If you're following me, then you need to want what is best for your customer, because that's what I believe, okay? I want to protect my client. You need to do everything you can to protect your client from danger, including themselves, okay? Philosophy on getting paid and whose bill is it? We're going to dig into this later, but here's what I want you to know. We are here to protect the customer from any and all danger because it's in our best interest when they get paid, okay? That said, there will be times that a carrier will do something dirty and just screw them over. When that happens, guys, the bill is still due. When they get screwed, I'm sorry, but the bill is still due. This is not a nonprofit, okay? The bill is for the customer to pay even when the carrier chooses to screw them over. However, we still want to do everything we can in our power to help our client get repaid. And there are options if they get screwed over. And I'll share that with you later. And those are things that we'll be teaching at the boot camp. That's why I make you sign this NDA. This thing I'm reading to you now is just giving you an overview of the problem. Do you understand? These are the problems that I help my clients with, period. Respect versus fear, guys. Insurance claims are dynamic. They have lots of moving parts. They're volatile in nature, and things can turn to shit real quick, okay? We have to communicate this to our client in such a way that they understand without freaking them out. We have to let them know that we understand how this works and that things are going to be okay. The task of communicating to your client is difficult. We have to earn their trust, okay? But we don't want to scare them. Not too much anyway. Let me drive this home a little more clearly, guys. If you fail to scare your client enough, they will not respect, they won't fear the process, and they won't follow your lead. If you fail to scare them enough, they won't fear the process or follow your lead. If you scare them too much, you paralyze them and they won't do anything at all. So it's a delicate balancing act. We have to scare them just enough to get their attention so they'll follow us, but not so much that they freeze and don't do anything at all. We want the client to have a healthy respect for the volatility of the process. When they trust the process is volatile and best handled by a professional, that's me or you, okay? They will step back and follow your lead, guys. They will step back and follow your lead. Have you ever read an insurance policy, guys? It doesn't take 65 pages to say if something happens, we got you covered. It takes 65 pages to fill in a document with a bunch of legal speak and loopholes, guys. And if the loopholes weren't enough, there's dozens of contradictions in the policy, okay, that say they'll pay for it in this event, and they turn around in the very next paragraph and exclude it. Is that true or false? Is that true or false? Guys, 65 pages no human can understand. And if you can read a policy and it makes sense to you, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Really? I don't know what happened to your life, and I bet it wasn't even your fault, okay? That was a Shaneism. I wrote that. I thought it was funny. But listen, here's what I want you guys to know. There's so much that is involved when it comes into running a squeeze plate, guys. And then we go look at the communication schedule. This is like guys that work with us, we give you the actual emails that you send to your clients, 17 pages of material to run this stuff, guys. Here's what I want you to know. The claim control method, it is a process. It is a real thing, okay? And we have it. And we're going to be unpacking this and unveiling this like this did not exist. I've just typed this up. I've been working on this over the past few weeks, past few months. And I'm going to keep working on it until the boot camp gets here. Go to waterdamagebootcamp.com if you want to get your tickets. And I'm telling you, this is why you got to sign the NDA. I'm not going to go to court for you. I'm not going to court for you. You don't need to sue the carrier, and you're not going to tell them where you learned this stuff. And if you do, it's an NDA. I'm not going to court for you. It's happened to me before, and I've been subpoenaed, and it ain't going to happen again. Ain't nobody going to mention Shannon Dazier's name. That's why you have to sign the NDA. Here's what I want you guys to know, guys. This stuff works, and I want you to have it in your business. If you want to learn more about getting consistent water damage jobs from plumbers, insurance agents, and the internet, okay, you want to learn how to serve your plumbers without pestering them, if you want to learn how to take 5-star selfies with your insurance agents and give them Google reviews, if you want to learn how to get paid consistently from water damage claims, even on something that's like denied, how do you get paid in full on a denied claim? This stuff right here, guys. This stuff right here. This is why I'm so passionate. This is why I have a $10,000 guarantee at the boot camp, because there's zero chance this stuff doesn't work. Zero. That's why I put it out there. So here's what I want you guys to know. If you want to learn more and you want to get this stuff fixed in your business, go to waterdamagebootcamp.com. We don't have many tickets available, guys. There's not many tickets, and the cutoff is just coming up in a couple of weeks, okay? Go to waterdamagebootcamp.com. We'll see you guys then.